who were thinking about buying a car are now racing to dealerships, trying to get their deals done quickly. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jennifer Meckles. There's uncertainty over new auto tariffs imposed by the Trump administration, and it's pushed car buyers in Colorado to act fast. 9 News reporter Rhea Jha joins us today. Rhea, part of the anxiety here is a lot of the uncertainty around the details of what these tariffs are going to look like soon.
Yeah, industry experts are having a hard time trying to predict which vehicles will be affected and by how much, since manufacturing is global and it's tangled. Even dealerships are saying buy your car now before this tariff goes into effect because they don't even know what's going to happen.
Volkswagen, Audi, Cadillac, and the Genesis G70 are the four we're looking at.
Buying a car is a big decision.
I have personally looked at about 12, but I narrowed it down for my husband, and he's in there right now taking a test drive.
Nancy Juarez would have preferred to take her time and consider the options.
Oh yeah, we probably would have taken 6 to 8 months. I mean, we have a car that works fine. We were just, we're at that point where the news is really affecting our lives. I mean, it's directly affecting our lives, so we've got to make a move.
This week, the Trump administration announced a 25% tariff on cars and car parts not made in the U.S. It's set to go into effect April 2nd.
A dealer's not going to just absorb this 20%. I mean, 20% is a lot. So we're looking to just get in right under that.
Nancy isn't the only one scared of rising prices.
Well, we are expecting a very busy Monday, Tuesday, yes. Not having any real oversight as to how this is going to happen, we think the best time is to buy is before the tariffs go in, period.
Matthew Groves is the CEO of the Colorado Automobile Dealers Association. He says the pressure is real because almost all cars will be impacted, domestic or not.
Even some of the cars that you think are American-made might have elements of the production process that happen overseas, and even cars that you think are, German or Japanese have some elements that happen here. It is complicated.
There is one thing he knows for sure.
All we can say for certain over the next 30 days is you're probably going to see prices on new cars climb.
Car dealers are already seeing the rush of buyers who don't want to be on the flip side of this tariff.
I just feel terrible for the people that have to really, pay those prices when they happen. We're lucky, we're fortunate that we can buy now. So we're going to do that. We're going to pull the trigger.
Now, experts say over time, as parts typically made overseas start to make its way stateside, those costs could come down. Jenny?
But again, we'll just kind of have to see, right?
Yeah, and experts say the tariff structure is moving and it's could change soon. So we won't really see how this plays out until it does.
Yeah, okay. Rhea, thanks for your reporting. And on the notes of the trade war, our neighbors to the north are now feeling the brunt of it but at the same time, President Donald Trump said he had a productive conversation with Canada's new Prime Minister, Mark Carney. Carney agreed with that characterization, calling the conversation constructive. However, Carney is also still vowing to slap retaliatory tariffs on the U.S. News of the tariffs had a serious impact on Wall Street. Yesterday, the Dow closed down more than 700 points. There is new leadership in the Colorado Republican Party. Former Routt County Treasurer Britta Horn has been elected this afternoon as the new state GOP chair. Horn had promised to bring a different kind of direction than the now former chair, Dave Williams, who in recent years moved the Colorado GOP even further to the right. Williams and the GOP had filed a lawsuit against Horn after she led a failed effort to force out Williams. Now to the state capitol, where Democratic Governor Jared Polis signed a bill into law that introduces a new way for college athletes in Colorado to get paid for their name, image, and likeness. That law allows universities to pay students directly. Paul Shee is the chair of the Colorado Bar Association in the Sports and Entertainment section and says that the money will come from revenue brought in by things like tickets and merchandise sales. He also said the bill removes the current Colorado law that deals with conflicting agreements.
Let's say CU is a Nike school and a kid wanted to do a deal with Adidas. They couldn't do it before, but now they can do that.
So now the governor did sign this bill, but he does have some reservations. In a note, he said he was concerned about an exemption to the Colorado Open Records Act because the bill allows public universities to keep these deals made with athletes confidential. Governor says he would like to see his transparency concerns addressed in the future. Now let's take a check of your forecast this afternoon. Here is a time lapse from our Lookout mountain camera of the fog rolling out of the area after the first part of a spring storm wrapped up today. After the first overnight storm moves, another is just getting started. Here's a live look at Denver this afternoon. The rain is making a return this evening. More snow is also expected in the mountains. 9 News Weather Impact Team meteorologist Corey Reppenhagen joins us now. So it was kind of rainy overnight. I woke up, I was surprised. I thought all day was going to be kind of dreary, but it wasn't. But now it's moving in again.
Yep, second wave is coming in now. We just had those thunderstorms roll through the Denver area. It'll turn into more widespread rain, flipping to snow as we go into the overnight hours. Take a look at the thunderstorms out here. You saw that camera there from Lookout Mountain pointing to the north in Boulder. Pretty good thunderstorm going on out there in Boulder. They're pretty weak, so just small pea-size hail out of these things. But we've got thunderstorms out in the northwest corner, thunder snow just to the west of Poncha Springs, and plenty of thunder and lightning across the Front Range right now. Those will push across, and then it'll gradually turn into the widespread rain like we saw last night. Here are the totals from last night. Really impressive stuff here, from about 4/10 of an inch to almost an inch of rain here in the Denver area. Some of these locations do have a chance to double those totals coming up overnight here. So here's the forecast in Denver Sunday. The rain and snow showers are going to wrap up pretty early here, maybe by 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, leaving us with a cloudy morning with very isolated rain chances going through the day. And eventually we may see a little pop of sunshine here coming up in the afternoon hours. So a decent day after another stretch of rain. I'll go through the totals and the timing coming up in just a few minutes.
Corey, thank you. Now, a couple headlines out of Aurora tonight. A man has been arrested after an hours-long standoff after an alleged crime spree this morning. According to the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office, deputies attempted to pull over the suspect, who was in a reported stolen car this morning. This was at South Parker Road in East Florida. The driver refused, fled south. Deputies say the driver then crashed into another car. The man and a woman ran away from the crash scene. She was later arrested and taken into custody. And then Aurora police later responded to the scene of a barricaded suspect, the same man suspected of the hit and run. Nobody got hurt in any of this. Aurora police are now searching for the person they say is responsible for a deadly shooting yesterday. APD says they responded to a report of a shooting at an apartment on East Exposition Avenue. Officers found a 41-year-old man who had been shot. He was taken to the hospital where he later died. A 37-year-old woman was treated for minor injuries, held for questioning, then later released. Investigators believe this may have started as a domestic violence case. So far, no arrests.